Hello, this is Sora Donald Goofy 99, and I have finally gotten around to do the recording on Mr. Omikoshi Phoenix here. Now, I think he's just cool straight up just by himself. Although, yeah, I wasn't planning on doing that right away, but there's a button back here that activates his sounds. Wingspan's pretty big. I absolutely love how shiny his wings are. That's just extra cool. You get the Don Brothers logo along with a bunch of waves, an image that they showed frequently very early on in the show. And it's not like immediately obvious. I have to get this wing out of the way to kind of show it. And even my hand. I'm sorry. But what you can kind of see is the bird talons that are like molded in on the side here. And this is on both sides. This is a really cool, really amazing feature on this guy. I wish... I didn't even notice it at first. It took me a while to try to find that. So is he just holding onto like this big rocket launcher thing? Like, is that the theory behind this? Anyway, now you've already heard his sounds. That light will go off whenever he's using the sounds. And what I did find out while messing around with it a little bit more just now, little blue button here, you hold that. These are supposed to be the Dawn Blaster sounds. As to why I'm showing it without using the Dawn Blaster, I don't have one. And I honestly do not want to get one. I got this just for the mecha combination because I think both of the combinations you get out of this guy are super cool. And that, yeah, his articulation is very self-explanatory. Wings flap up and down. You can bend them in and have kind of this kind of thing going on. And his wings don't just... You can actually move the outsides of his wings like 360 degrees around too. And the wings can go upwards, like that. I usually display him by himself either like that, or maybe I have his wings going in kind of like this. Kind of lifts him off the ground a little bit, and exactly like with Kiji, he does have the sunglasses and goldenness going on in his face here. He's really, really, really dang cool, to be quite honest. And this gear also came with the sets. Very glittery, shiny. I think this is supposed to be the Kiwami or Supreme symbol. This guy is responsible for both turning Don Momotaro into Gold Don Momotaro, as well as altering any of his altered other Sentai suits to give them the enhancement of the Phoenix, which is cool. And he used to have a little like adjustment thingy back, little white tab here to like turn the sounds off. I'm probably going to put that back in after this because not a big fan of the meme horns, but that happens later on. Anyway, that's pretty much all he does without the Dawn Blaster and just by himself. He does have a few combinations, like I said. And one of them is with Don Oni Taijin here. Don Oni Taijin's very simple to set up. You remove that. You basically remove both the Kiji swords. Make sure he's going to be all set up for this. You also want to take off the chest pieces like you do when you're making Toradora Oni Taijin. And Omikoshi Phoenix here. Now I don't know how to sync up the sounds perfectly with this yet, but you're going to want to slide that off, like the top half of him off. There's a little button about here, and you definitely want to take this bit here off. And we'll do this early. Make sure the wings are moved up like this, and this will become the new chest plate. Now, as for the rest of this, take off this. This will be important later, and this is also the new helmet, but we will add that pretty much near the end. you put both the Kiji swords together. This goes into the back of that. These two things, both of the Momotaro chest pieces will attach onto said staff like so. And we will get to that again at the end, because all the combination music comes from that. And I may as well put this on now. I love that piece, by the way. And this whole thing becomes a shield. You may notice how this kind of looks like a face. We will get to that. And it goes in exactly the same way that the Kiji swords would. It lies on the little tabs inside Saru Brother's hands. I have to kind of turn his hand over to... Positioning on this is a little more tricky than it needs to be. Anyway. Now, and the Kiji swords will attach into here. Tai! Tai! Got Tai! Fucking love that. Anyway, back here, you get a blue handle. That will go into here. Tai! Got Tai! Wait, yep, that goes in there. Kind of like that. And then you put the gear on the staff. Boom, boom! That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. But yeah, this combination is called the Goldan Oni Taijin. Raise this up a little now that it's taller. And yeah, I love the new headpiece especially. Try to bring him a little closer. So much more expressive and cool than like the old samurai helmet, even though that's still really sweet. Get the Supreme symbol on it. Get these massive Gurren Lagann style sunglasses flares. Now, it does cover up Kiji and Saru's heads. A little unfortunate there. I mean, and in the show, after they get this guy, Kiji brother or Kiji knows like, I can't see past this. Whatever, bro, shut up. And articulation's actually very hindered because of the massive chest piece, but I don't think you get this attachment for the articulation. You get it because you personally think it looks cool. Although that wasn't the reason I got this combination alone. And I believe there's another sound you get when you take this off. Say ya. Yeah, the Enyaraya, which is the finishing attack that you get from this guy. At least that's what he says when that attack happens. It actually is pretty cool to see in the show. Except he usually uses it without the shield. I saw the shield, they used it once to like reflect lasers back at another dude. Which was really great. And to put Toradora Gonjin next to him, you can see how much of a presence that the Goldan Oni Taijin has. Yeah. I mean, I do like all of this. It's really cool. I love this helmet. Even like the pink symbol and the glitteriness that you get on the gear is very, very neat. Yeah, Toradora Gonjin, you get a little bit of the shininess here. It's like, shiny, man! That's what they were going for with him. He has so much extra flair. I love this combination. Now, I do like this combination a lot, but yes, you can add the Toradora Gonjin to this guy to get something even bigger. Excuse me. Anywhoosies, we will take this out to prep for the new combo. That does add a lot of weight, by the way. You want to put this back And the staff is fine for now. We'll add a little bit more later. Going on to the shield, however, you do want to take 2 pieces off of the shield. This triangle and, oh man, thing's a little bit stuck, but that's fine. Here we are. It looks like a little boomerang, but it has a little like base attachment on it. This, I guess we'll get to this now. Flip this around. This will go back here. I think it's supposed to try to add a little bit of counterbalance to the massive amount of weight this adds on. And actually, I shouldn't have done that. You're supposed to take the Goldan Oni Taijin head and add this back onto the back of the shield before you do that. Always had a little bit of trouble with that when I messed with it before. And it just reattaches itself back there because, of course. And we're going to want to take this helmet piece off. We'll put that back down. And yeah, you definitely have to do some disassembling at the arms. You know, take off Kiji and Saru halves and make that work. It's kind of the same way you would make Toradora Oni Taijin, because this is the Kiwami upgrade to him. Again, you rebuild Saru brother. Pretty much the same kind of pose. Okay, I don't know why I thought that looked off, but it really wasn't. Make sure that's all put together. Get in here, remove Saru's chest, reattach Saru's chest, and yeah, you get that, and that's all you have to do to get the Kiwami form and get Omikoshi Phoenix and Don Oni Taijin ready for this. Toradora Gonjin, yet again, complete disassembly of like every part of him, essentially. Put the bars together. Get Don Robobolt out of here. But still not quite exactly used to doing that, although I probably should have taken those off first, but oh well. We'll get to that in a second. We will need to take off the Toradora helmet. These the 2 gray pieces on his back are going to go onto the arm slots, and after completely opening these up, again, these shall be separated off of here. And getting onto this piece is turnable. You do want to turn that 180. And Dora Goku is very much set and ready to go now. Okay. The feet are not very different, although you do not add the swords onto the feet this time. So afraid that's going to tumble over now. Okay, though you still want to leave the pieces going outside, as per usual. Alright, it should balance him somewhat for now. Put him in the middle of the table. Alright. And we may as well go to making the arms for this guy. And for Robobolt, put the head in. Make sure you have this piece which goes on here. Notice this is very much like making Toradora Oni Taijin again. The only difference, however, is that Dora Goku attaches to these red ports on Don Robobolt. Robo Goku, Dora Goku. Same guy, essentially. Alright, and this is his new right arm. May as well give, yeah, his hand is a dragon head now. I do like that part of it. Though, not sure they want you to do this. You don't have to do that. You can put that back out. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I just do that for consistency. And get that ready. Got Saru's head out of place. Anyway, Again, Saru Brother attaches to the arm as normal. And let's see. Don Oni Taijin's helmet gets stored in here as usual. Get the other arm piece. Attach that puppy up there. And you don't add the sword to this arm, actually. Always worried about this arm, especially because it's like so much bulkier than Robobolt is. Alright, got that on. He'll at least be semi-decently balanced. But yeah, that adds so much weight. Alright, the staff, I guess we'll do that now. There's a knob here that you do need to pull out. This is where you put Don Robogoku's tail. And this slot here is for Don Robobolt's big claw weapon. And there is this blue thing on the back that you want to attach onto Robogoku on the side. I'm always afraid of that. Okay. Then you just bend it out a little bit, and that will hopefully, or should, stabilize the entire unit. Now for the helmet. Take that off. Yet again, I gotta do this. He's pretty dang big. Put this on top. You're going to want to put the triangle on top of this. I think that's supposed to symbolize the Don Bros peach motif. The boomerang piece goes under Don Robotaro's sunglasses. Just trying to make sure it stays on well enough, because it can pop out extremely easily. Let's see here. To me, it doesn't look like it's in, but it's not acting like it isn't. And finally, the rainbow visor that I love so much will finish the helmet. There we go. Alright, there we are. And this is the Toradora Oni Taijin Kiwami. Oh. Yeah, this just hits all of the right notes for me as far as like style and flair and looks. Kind of like G12, but in a very, very different way. Yeah, a lot of it looks like the Toradora Oni Taijin, which I know I've said I'm not the biggest fan of that form, but this works far better. Something feels off-center. I don't... Well, everything is in essentially the right place, so we'll just do that for now. But yeah, it's not like holding the staff necessarily, but I don't really think it needs to. These things are display pieces as much as they are toys. So, you know, the functionality of like that, like maybe the one thing I don't like about it, I wish it could like put the arm out and like hold it. But again, with this massive, admittedly really cool yet very bulky chest piece, just gets in the way of any form of articulation. Toradora Oni Taijin, you could at least like move the arms forward confidently. Here, I really don't want to move the arms. Yeah, you can still get the legs really well, but I'm not sure what more poses you could get besides standing triumphantly against your foe with this thing. Again, I mean, this thing's so shiny I can actually see the Dora Goku tail inside the hand. Like in the little reflection, and it looks so great. I mean, and you technically have waist articulation, but again, I don't want to mess with this guy when he's like this. And the only other downside is that he technically has a face down here now, and that is very off-putting, but at the same time, I don't know what else to do about it. You really can't see the dragon head hand too often. Unless you like turned it to the side to look at that. And I wanted to highlight that he did have a dragon head hand before I put the staff on. Now I think he looks cool. You know, yeah, I cannot stress enough that I think this thing looks freaking amazing. And yeah, but there aren't like any special added on sounds. I don't think there's a sensor in here to where he like, let's see. Say ya, 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 say ya. I mean, it does make the same noises that it does in the show, at least, even for this combination. But yeah, the speaker comes out here. It's probably why it's pretty loud. But hey, at least it doesn't sound muffled. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I do recommend him. I mean, I would be able to show you more if I had the Dawn Blaster, but I do not have a Dawn Blaster. I have no interest in buying the Dawn Blaster. So this is pretty much what you're getting out of him for me. And it's probably the only Dawn Brothers Sentai gear I'm ever going to own, and that's just because you kind of need this thing in order to do all of that, do all the sound functions. I don't even know what batteries this thing needs. I didn't like pop it open to see what it did need. You still have the cord. Yeah, I'm probably just going to put this back in. Make sure it doesn't lose battery power. But can I recommend this guy? Yeah. Especially for this giant combination. I mean, and even if you only have Don Oni Taijin, I think this thing is a decent upgrade on top of it. Yeah. But admittedly, I also really love shiny, reflective things kind of like this. It just catches my eye every time I go buy these kind of things in the stores. And I wanted to show Toei how much I like Dawn Brothers. Toradora Oni Taijin Kiwami is great. It's very stylish, very cool. Even with my minor gripes about it, like I don't like I do believe it's kind of hard to get the, final helmet together, even though I think it looks really sweet. Kichi can finally look over the wings now. That's cool. I wish there was an accessorizing thing over here to make up for that, but hey, that's how Kiji works. I'm not sure how you could have formatted this combination better to like actually hold the staff and like, pretend that you're spinning it. I mean, you can technically kind of do that, but it's very cumbersome and odd, and I really don't want to mess with that. Yeah, you can technically like move it around a little bit, but you definitely don't want to like spin the thing around. You can't get the pose where he's holding the staff outward and like the big golden sun is behind him. That's something I wish you could do with it, but it just does not work for this guy. I mean, it has the same hand issue I have with just Toradora Oni Taijin normally, but I got used to it, so whatever. Yeah, the claw is over here instead of the big dragon hand, which, whatever, again, it feels a little bit more bare without the sword here, but I feel the staff enhancement is needed to kind of distinguish it better, especially if you're going to put the claw over here instead of, like, on top of Don Robogoku. Because, yeah, the Robogoku chest piece is fine, but this bad boy, oh my god, he's so goddamn cool. Alright, as far as Omikoshi Phoenix by itself, it doesn't really do much on its own. You really do need all of, at least Don Oni Taijin to do something neat with him, or hell, even the Dawn Blaster if you're into that thing, but me, I'm just not. I'm sorry. I didn't want to have a toy gun in my apartment. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I think Toradora Oni Taijin Kiwami is the best thing to come out of Sentai in a little bit. I mean, I think if anything you've learned about me and my love for mechs is that I love style and flair more than anything else. Like, they actually had to take away, like, the sword part to add to the staff here, so they took that away, so I guess it looks a little bit more like normal shoes, but other than that, I'm not sure what else I can say about this guy. He's cool. Get him. I think you'll all enjoy him. And he's really not that much taller than Toradora Oni Taijin normally, so I'm not going to bring G12 out for a size comparison here. It's just supposed to be a little quick, hey, get him, he's cool kind of video. Anyway, this has been Sora Donald Goofy 99. I'm thinking about getting back into the Kingdom Hearts 1 thing, but I need to get a new headset with a mic. Not sure if my old one was bad, but I could barely hear myself sometimes. Yep. See you guys then. I'm going to either do that or tell you guys what I formulated for the Boo Saga and what if Ben 10 was in Dragon Ball. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys at another time. Peace out.